Here's what you missed on Phathead and Cande in the morning. Weekdays 6 to 10 a.m. on My Country 96.1.
My Country 96.1, Phathead, Cande Roth. Going to be a hot one in the 90s today.
It is going to be hot.
The rest of the week, nice, mid-70s, so it's going to cool down after today, but a hot one today for sure. If you can get to a beach, that would be nice. If you have to work, then,
or a pool. Pool was nice, bobbling around a pool, yes.
Bobbling around a pool.
Or bobbling, floating about.
You were doing that on Sunday.
I was. So refreshing.
Yeah. We have to go backwards here. We talked about Sunday, my trip to my sister's house, but we have to go back here to Friday when Top Gun came out, Cande.
And you went to the theater for the first time in at least 2 years.
Oh, yeah. The last movie we saw before the pandemic, I don't know. I'm trying to remember. It was a long time ago. I think, believe it or not, me and Dana went to see the Impractical Jokers movie. I think that might have been it.
Oh, I can't even remember the last time I went to the. Oh, I think it was with Bradley Cooper and Lady Gaga. That's the last movie I saw in the theater.
Star is Born. Yeah.
Yes.
So I could not wait to see Top Gun. I figured with my family out of town, this is a perfect opportunity. I got myself a ticket. When I got there, of course, I had to get popcorn, Cande.
Of course.
So I get the popcorn, and then they have souvenir cups. I sent you a picture.
You did. I said, oh, boy, he's really hook, line, and sinker. They got him.
It is a gigantic... Well, it was only like $3 extra for the souvenir cup. So I got the big, giant... And it was a huge cup with the fighter helmet topper to go on top. Cande, this is a prize possession of mine now.
I see.
I sit down in the theater. I got my seat. And by the way, it's all, it's Island 16 in Holtzville. It's all recliner seating.
I love that. Isn't that great?
And there was nobody next to me.
Love that.
So I felt safe, and I chose the back row of the theater.
Oh.
So there'd be nobody behind me sneezing or coughing or breathing on me. And I said, I'm going to put my back against the wall, have my popcorn, and Cande, it's a long movie. It's well over 2 hours. It's got to be 2:15, 2:20 at least.
But you loved it.
I loved it. I thought it was great. Now, what's interesting is you have a lot of people online. You go on Twitter or you hear reviews. Everyone says it's amazing. And you have a bunch of people that say, oh, it's better than the original. I say this. Yes, the flight scenes and the CGI and the things they're doing are better because we are so further along in technology. But the movie itself, the plot...
The story of Top Gun was just so good.
Right. You can't... The actual movie, the actual story and Top Gun itself could not be better because the original is the original. It sets it up for this movie. You can't tell me this movie is better than the original. But Cande, the flight scenes... Do you know they really flew those jets? You know that, right?
Yeah, I did read about that.
Tom Cruise flies, all sorts of airplanes. He flew his jet. The actors had months and months and months of training to go up in the jets and film themselves. It really incredible stuff.
So you enjoyed it. It made box office history this weekend.
Yes, it did make box office history. Biggest Memorial Day weekend opening ever.
Did it look like Tom Cruise had anything done to his face?
No, if he has, it didn't look like it. I felt like he looked a touch older.
Well, he is.
I know. But he looked good. But it didn't look to me like he was messing around with himself too much, as far as the face or anything. And I will say this. If you're into the nostalgia of Top Gun, if you want to, an homage to the 1986 film, that's what you get. There's a lot of it. A lot of it. Yeah.
Sounds really good. Sounds like I almost want to see it.
It's a solid film. It's a quality film. Yeah. I mean, I had a good time.
Yesterday, being Memorial Day, I watched this whole thing about, how we got Osama bin Laden and the Navy SEALs.
Yes.
And just incredible.
Where was this?
These men, where did I see this? I think on a channel called Decades.
Mm-hmm.
It's a show called Storytelling. So they have a lot of, people who were in the Navy SEALs or who were part of that day or other things because they went over different aspects of what they do. Let me just salute them. What they do for our country in secret is incredible.
Oh, incredible.
Incredible. And then one of the men who is now retired said, we do it because when we, at 9/11, when the people were jumping out of the windows and trying to save their lives, that's who we do it for. And we never forget. So I just want to say thank you. They give up a big portion of their lives for that.
And yesterday, of course, Memorial Day is all about those who died while serving our country, Cande.
Yes,
so
of course. It was really moving and really made me see the efforts that some of our fellow Americans make for this country.
Well, I'm glad you got a chance to
very moving
to see that. Decades Channel is what you're telling me.
Yes, it's a program called Storytelling.
Okay, very nice.
Then they had the Captain Phillips thing, which was amazing, how they saved him, and they had a bunch of stuff. So it was really, really great.
Well, it's interesting, too, because they talk about, in the articles I was reading, how Top Gun, the original Top Gun, the recruitment for the Navy and pilots and Air Force and everything back then when the movie came out. Do you know how many people joined the armed forces after Top Gun came out in theaters?
Oh, yes.
Oh, here's another note. So let's talk about the big show Saturday at the Long Island Community Hospital Amphitheater. Because it relates to Top Gun. So we had an incredible night. Chris Young, Mitchell Tenpenny, and Ernest. Incredible show. The weather, after a brief downpour, the weather was great. The crowd was great. There was a real energy, a real vibe. Like people were excited to be there. You could feel it in the air. There was this energy, right? Great show. All the artists were fantastic. Before the show, before Chris Young goes on, about an hour beforehand, I got to spend a little time with him, Cande.
Oh, look at you.
So I go sit with Chris on his bus.
Of course you do.
And we're chatting. We're chatting about a lot of different things. The topic is ranging from heavy metal in the 80s to all sorts of things. And Top Gun comes up in conversation. I mention it along with someone else who's sitting there on the bus. And Chris Young looks at me. And he rolls his eyes and he says, I'm about to say something that is not a popular opinion. And I said, Chris, don't do it. Don't do it, Chris. He says, I did not like the original Top Gun movie. I am not a Top Gun fan. I said, Chris, this is going on the morning show on Tuesday.
Now, what? I mean, that was a pretty good movie.
I did not get into it. I did not. At that point, I tuned out, Cande. I said, Chris, I will be discussing this on the morning show. I don't know. He just does not like Top Gun.
Too young?
Anything's possible.
Anything is possible.
I am definitely older than Chris Young. That's for sure.
And I'm definitely older than him as well.
Yeah.
Hey!
Yes, you are. But we had a great night. The concert was fantastic.
Now, we had really a lot of storms during the day. Did everything clear out?
Yes, everything was clear. But the last raindrop was probably about 4 in the afternoon.
Good. Yes, I thought of you.
And we had a great afternoon, great night, and yeah. And by the way, I have to give a shout out to. And I don't know her name. This is terrible. Terrible, because I met her and it was great. I know she is the mother of somebody we work with at Island Federal, who has the Island Federal Summer Concert Series. I'm standing down in the pit. One of the artists is on. It's like the middle of the show, middle of the day. The sun's still out. And I get introduced to this woman, lovely woman. She is the mother of Chris Murray. Chris Murray is the director of marketing for Island Federal. She wants to take a picture with me. I give her a big hug, and she proceeds to tell me what a huge fan she is of ours in the morning, Cande.
Love that.
And she can't believe she's talking to me, and she loves hearing. She goes, I know so much about you. I know tomorrow you're going to your sister's house for
yes.
She was great.
I love that.
Fantastic.
Was it all about you, or did she mention me?
She did mention you, Cande. She did. It was great. And there were other people with her and another young lady who I got a big hug with, and she was a big fan of the show, and it was great. And, big shout out to them. And apologies for, I just checked my text to see, because the salesperson usually will send me info, who introduced me. I do not have the name.
Well, hopefully we'll get it. We'll give her a shout out. Thank you so much. I love hearing that.
Yeah, she's fantastic. Cande, less than 20 minutes to your bald and the beautiful entertainment, everything from Nashville to Hollywood. Gonna be a hot one in the 90s. My Country, 96.1.
Phathead and Cande in the morning, weekdays 6 to 10 a.m. on My Country 96.1.